So shall we start? Rakesh sir?
Yes, sir. By all means, you can go ahead.
Please start.
Yeah, so on behalf of APTI, Mumbai region, I, Dr. Surendra Agrawal, Associate Professor at NMIMS University, wish you a very good evening and happy Teachers Day. I hope all of you are in best of your health. Teachers are the true nation builders who lay the foundation of character building in students' fraternity and make them enlightened citizens. I extend a very warm welcome to everyone present here with us on this special occasion of Lessons from Legends. Before the commencement of any auspicious occasion, we have a tradition of invoking the blessings of Almighty. So I request all the dignitaries and attendees to observe silence for Saraswati Vandana. Sir, there is problem with voice.
Sir, is it audible?
No, not audible, sir. Still not audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry, there is a technical glitch.
Or we can say on our own, no problem.
Yeah.
If it is not working.
Okay. Ya kunde tu tushar har dhavla ya shubra vastramrita
या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना
या
वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा
या
शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या ब्रह्माञ्चुतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता
पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापः.
Thank you everyone. Dr. Rakesh Somani, Joint Secretary APTI Maharashtra State, is striving hard to bring novel initiatives for the student and teacher prosperity through this APTI forum. On Teachers Day, 5th September 2021, felicitation of file agents and interaction with them exactly at 5:30 p.m. will be surely a lifelong learning experience for all of us. In year 2020, Executive Committee APTI Mumbai region pioneered this unique idea. The forum witnessed the felicitation of file agents of Pharma field last year. They were Professor M.R. Yadav, ex-HOD, Pharmacy Department, MS University, Baroda, Professor P.Y. Shirodkar, ex-Principal and Research Director, Kokan Gyanpeeth, Rahul Dharkar, College of Pharmacy and Research Institute, Karjat, Professor D. Melo, ex-Principal, K.M. Kundanani, College of Pharmacy, Mumbai, Dr. U.B. Khadkar, Director, MET Institute of Pharmacy, Mumbai, Professor S.H. Bhosle, ex-Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Pune. Today we are fortunate to welcome the 5 more legends who shaped so many lives and always an inspiration and motivation with their contribution to the pharma world. So we have today Dr. N. Udupa, Research Director, Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara University, Dharwad, Karnataka. Dr. S.R. Naik, Adjunct Professor, Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research, Pune. We have Dr. S.S. Bhalera, former Principal, Dr. L.H. Hiranandani College of Pharmacy, Mumbai. We have Dr. Amrita Bajaj, Adjunct Professor, Pharmaceutics and Research Advisor of SVKM's BNCP College of Pharmacy and former Director, Center for Curie, SMDT Women's University, Mumbai. And again, we have Dr. Supriya Mahajan, former Principal, in charge and Professor of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, CU Shah College of Pharmacy, SMDT Women's University, Mumbai. Dear participants, APTI Mumbai, one of the most vibrant APTI local unit. It was established in 2017 and has been active since then. We cover colleges from Mumbai University region, Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Institute of Chemical Technology, SMDT University, D.Y. Patil University, and NMIMS University. As of now, we are conducting 3 activities under the ambit of APTI Mumbai. The first activity is a bi-monthly e-magazine named Pharma Darpan. We have e-repository for academic content for diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate programs, along with the study material for competitive exams in pharmacy by the name Dhyan Ganga. Third activity is organizing seminars, webinars and FDPs for faculties. On August 15, 2021, we initiated a webinar series, Karya Kaushalyam, for the benefit of student and faculty of pharma field. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that Dr. Burande, former president, APTI, and Dr. Milind Umekar, vice president, APTI Western region, appreciated and applauded all the activities carried out by APTI Mumbai region and requested Dr. Somani to extend the entire activities to Maharashtra state branch. On this occasion, I would like to take this opportunity to appeal each one of you to contribute generously for these initiatives of APTI Mumbai region and join hands to make this APTI unit stronger. The invited dignitaries for today's function: Dr. Rakesh Somani, Joint Secretary, APTI, Principal of respective colleges, APTI coordinators, and faculty members of pharmacy colleges. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, instill a love for learning. Teaching is a very humble profession that shapes the character, caliber, and future of an individual. On this positive note, I request Dr. Rakesh Somani to deliver welcome address on this occasion. Dr. Rakesh Somani, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening and namaskar. My namaskar to all my respected teachers who are present here. I am really delighted and blessed. Rather, I should say that all of you are here today. You have accepted the invitation by the entire team of APTI Mumbai. Last year, as Dr. Agarwal already mentioned, last year on the same day, same time, on the same forum, there were 5 legendary teachers which we had invited, and they graced the occasion. Out of those 5, 2 teachers, Dr. P.Y. Shirudkar sir as well as Dr. Hadkar sir, are present in this meeting. And now on this day of 2021, we have invited the 5 legendary, other set of 5 legendary teachers. And when we thought that, whom to invite and how to invite, immediately these 5 names came into our mind, and without any further thought, we thought let us call you and confirm your presence. So thank you so much, and I welcome on behalf of our entire team of the APTI Mumbai region for accepting our invitation and joining this program today. It is our fortune that we are able to felicitate you, appreciate and probably openly say that yes, you were the torch bearer of the pharmacy profession in this particular era, and because of you, we are existing as a teacher in the present times. Thank you so much, and I welcome once again all my fellow colleagues from the different colleges of Mumbai as well as Maharashtra APTI. Thank you, Dr. Agrawal, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your encouraging words. As you all know, the purpose of this program is to celebrate and feel the positive vibes of these legends. I'm sure each one of us will dive along with them in their journey to understand the sacrifices, selfless services, hurdles, and pains that they have undergone for the upliftment of this pharmacy profession. I request Amesar to share the screen of summarized CVs. So, everyone, Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India Mumbai region takes huge pleasure to do honor and appreciation on occasions of Teachers' Day. The contribution of these stalwarts is immense, that cannot be summarized in one slide. But looking at the paucity of time, we tried our best to present before you the slides which are the summarized CVs of these legends. Sir, next slide please. So, I welcome Dr. Udupa, who has a vast experience of 36 years serving on the boards of studies for various renowned universities. He has been awarded with so many awards. To name few, Dr. P.C. Dandia Endowment Trust Research Award, Principal of the Year Award 2001, and Shroff Memorial National Award. We have again with us Dr. S.R. Naik. Sir, next slide please. Dr. S.R. Naik has served different organizations in capacity of Deputy Group Manager, General Manager, and Board of Directors. He has been awarded as Jewel of India by International Business Council, Professor M.L. Khurana Award for Best Research Paper, and Wasvik National Award for the development of immunodiagnostics. We have even Dr. S. Bhalerao ma'am. Under her able leadership, she has brought recognition, working systems, name and fame to Dr. L.H. Hiranandani College of Pharmacy as a founder principal of the college. She is very instrumental in adopting new initiatives, and under the same headings, she is continuously working and very active in social health awareness through different platforms. We have Dr. Amrita Bajaj ma'am, who has a keen interest in research. In her 50 plus years of experience, she has 7 patents, more than 400 publications in national and international journals to her credit. She has been awarded for her excellence in academics and research by different forums and different bodies. Again, we have Dr. Supriya Mahajan ma'am, who is well known to everyone for her modesty and caring nature. She worked as a consultant to more than 10 pharma companies, and in her 35 years of experience, she has been awarded with the best professor in pharmaceutical chemistry by ABP Mazha News and several awards for her research by many organizations. In recognition of your I'm going to go through the content of certificate of honor and appreciation, which we are going to send in the form of mementos to all these stalwarts and dignitaries. In recognition of your absolute dedication and outstanding contribution to the noble field of pharmaceutical teaching, academic and research, in sincere gratitude for being instrumental in bringing remarkable changes in teaching field through magnetic leadership and guidance, and for always striving compassionate and benevolent for the well-being of humanity, Certainly, the entire fraternity of pharmacy will always be grateful to you for years of commitment that has set an excellent benchmark for every budding professional. Thanks for shaping so many lives and providing priceless memories. It is one thing to be a coach, another thing to be a mentor, but a completely different thing to be a teacher. APTI Mumbai region will always be thankful to you for being with us, sharing the same profession. Thank you all stalwarts for gracing this occasion. Now moving forward, I request Dr. Rakesh Somani, Joint Secretary APTI Maharashtra State Branch, to initiate the interaction. Over to you, sir. Rakesh sir, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much. Good evening once again. And now this is the time where we want to learn from all of you. And so I will be on behalf of our entire team. It is my privilege that I would be interacting with all of you. So because all the teachers are really eager to hear you and learn something from you. And that's why let's start this interaction with due permission of everybody. I will start with interacting with Professor Udupa first to understand a few insights. So Udupa sir, my question is, and I request all of you to crisp and brief in the responses, because we want to interact with all five and good amount of time we have to spend on this. So Udupa sir, my question is that why do you chose academics as your field, and what message you would like to give to the present generation teacher? Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much to the Maharashtra State Branch and APTI Mumbai branch for giving me an opportunity and inviting me for this forum, and felicitation. So, though there were several options, I studied my pharmacy from Banaras Hindu University more than 50 years back. Then I worked first, my job was in industry. So I contributed a lot for two industries, that is Indian Drugs and Pharmaceutical Limited in the Rishikesh and also in Gurgaon, Delhi. Then I moved to a private industry in the Citadel, which is now in the Hyderabad, part of another industry. So when I joined that industry, it was just 2 crore. So when I left, it was about 100 crores. So that's what I developed several products, and even now, I boldly tell that I have given some very good products to these companies, which is available in the market. So then I moved to again education, like Banaras Hindu University was my first. So when I started my teaching, I joined there to do my PhD, then I got a teaching job also. From there, after my PhD, after doctorate, by that time around 50 publications were there. So then I was quality publication was my motto, research, teaching. Then I moved to Manipal, and within the 10 years I was a principal, and I wanted that because Banaras University, though my institution, but I wanted to see that Manipal should be to break the record of Banaras University. That's why I could see when I was principal of Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, the #1 rank, NIRF rank, when first started, first rank it got. Now even now it is within top 5 ranks. Then now I have moved here. So the teaching and research is my passion. So that's why though industry gives a lot of money, but then I thought if we have to contribute, it is because the money there we cannot get satisfied. So only thing is the students are our wealth, and patents, publications are our property. So we can become richer and richer, and now it is whatever hard work is given, and with the help of a lot of mentors. Even now I remember that people like the great teachers like Dr. G.P. Srivastava, Dr. G.B. Singh, Dr. P.C. Dandia, they are the one who shaped our pharmacy profession and academic life. That's why you mentioned Dr. P.C. Dandia award, first ever award, the one that endowment award I received. Actually, the mentor, Dr. S.K. Kulkarni and other people are there who mentored me. So even now, I remember them. So that's why my passion is for, because there is a lot of health and lot of, it is lifelong learning, and then whatever we have to share, because those things, the property, whereas money we keep in the bank and then we become richer and richer, it will not go, because always there is no satisfaction at all. So that's why the best thing is, the best wealth is the knowledge, skill. So that is possible through academic and research activities. So that's
Right.
why that is my passion. So this is my
Right.
answer for your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for that elaborate answer. I will go to Naik sir, because Naik sir has also spent an enormous amount of time into academics and research. Naik sir, my question to you is, you were also one of the most sought teachers among the students. So you must have faced certain obstacles while teaching, probably in your journey as an administrator also. Can you share one or two examples of those obstacles which you faced during your tenure, and how did you overcome those? Briefly, please.
Look at Somani. You see, every teacher has to face certain problems, because I was in industry. My spent earlier life in industry. I was in Hindustan Antibiotics Limited. I was heading the research division. So I was involved in research. I can tell you, if anybody does the research, you'll be able to teach anywhere. You'll be able to teach the best way possible way. So I did come across certain problems. Yes, but that I took as a challenge and always try to mend myself so that I can come out with successfully in that particular area. In that means teaching program. I have done fantastic amount of teaching. A lot of students got their master degrees. Lot of people got PhD degree. But I think 70 students got master degree under me. About 12 PhDs were under me. And there were biotechnology students who were undergone under my supervision, did a lot of project work. And teaching, I have always a zeal for teaching purpose. I started in Kundanani College, the pharmacoeconomics, a new era of pharmacy, which is very paramount important today in any private company, which was started postgraduate diploma. I started way back in 2000, and it was very successful. I could complete 4 batches, and who got very good job not only in India, outside India. Also, I started the course in clinical science, clinical pharmacology, phase 1 trial. I trained the people on-hand training as well as teaching. Of course, got the help from many industries who are doing the clinical research director, research scientist.
Any specific obstacle you faced as a teacher or as an administrator? So if you can share, so that how did you overcome it?
Please, you complete your question, please. Yes, tell me.
How did you overcome any specific obstacle which you might have faced? That is what we want to understand from you.
Yeah, there will be difficulties from the university. There was difficulties from the management. There is difficulties from the students. Difficulties from the staff members. All these are always there when you are in an institution. But it is your art of teaching which should overcome all such difficulties for everybody. Everybody will come across the difficulties. Sometimes you may not get facilities. You may not get the library facilities. Sometimes you may not get adequate monetary support for the infrastructure. Sometimes you may not get a good auditorium for the teaching purpose or conference purpose. So all these things should have a certain convincing ability to the management, convincing ability to the staff members, and also the other people who around you.
Okay,
So
sir.
I have a lot of difficulties, but I did overcome all those difficulties.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so
That
much. Yeah.
particularly I don't want to take it out that each difficulty. It is
Okay, sir.
not good. Also.
Yeah, great, great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your reply. I go to Mahajan Madam now. Mahajan Madam has been very active and is still active into teaching and research. Madam, the question is, I mean, as both of them have already spoken about certain important aspect, my question to you directly, what are the ideal characteristics you expect in a teacher? That how do you say that teacher is an ideal teacher? Can you please guide us on that? Madam, you are mute. You need to unmute yourself first.
Hello, Rakesh. Thank you for kind words. Okay, a good teacher, first of all, definitely a sound knowledge of your own subject. That means you have to be master of your subject and jack of all, because you need to correlate, coordinate, with all the subjects. Otherwise, we cannot deliver proper lecture. That is first point. Second point is you should at least be able to talk good English, to deliver a very fluent lecture and flawless lecture. Flawless, of course, you have to be very confident about your subject, So fluent lecture and flawless lecture is absolutely essential for being a good teacher. So, the third thing is you have to have good rapport with students. You always say that, teachers should get respect, but I say you should respect students and you should believe in their capacity, in their potential. One day they are going to be big bosses and then they are going to remember you for that. That Mahajan Madam taught us this. They are going to remember you. So I always think that you should not insult students. You should not, say bad words in front of others. You should, of course, explain them, right things. But you should always have good rapport and you should develop good confidence. You should make them open so that they can tell their difficulties, Flawless and I will tell you one, if you have time. One thing, my first day when I joined, 2nd August 1982 in BCP, I had first lecture on the final year students. And, that time we actually had no time, we had to prepare lecture, getting 2-3 books, write down notes, and then write the proper lecture, study it properly so that, students can ask you anything, but you should be able to answer. So first lecture on final year students, they started, before I entered, they started stamping. So I was scared, we were not even married that time. So age difference was too less. And, but then, I entered with lot of courage, but by God's grace, my first lecture was absolutely fluent and flawless. And students really appreciated that. So then, from then, I just said that every lecture is your examination. And students are your examiners. They are going to evaluate you, So you have to really study very hard and you have to really, fight for, always daily effort it is to, I literally used to, study 5 to 6 hours for medchem specially, not for farm analysis. Farm analysis, 2 hours reading was okay for one lecture. But you have to really put very hard work for that and a lot of dedication to get respect from students,
Okay. So very rightly, Madam said that every lecture is an examination. So I move to Bhalerao Madam now. So Madam, probably you must have also faced the same kind of situation where SS Mahajan Madam said that she was scared in the first lecture. So can you please elaborate us, Bhalerao Madam, what was your experience and how did you overcome about those kind of fear factors, which all of us probably also had it. So your experience, Madam. Madam, your voice is, yeah.
I was very comfortable and interacting with the teachers, with the students. But sometimes it has happened that some students, primarily from the vernacular medium, found it difficult to understand the topic which is taught in English. So they lack the knowledge of English. So I had decided that they should enhance the knowledge of English. So I have made arrangements to teach the students English on Saturdays or on in their free time. So, and I was very fortunate that CHM
But I'm not
campus.
seeing.
You continue, madam. Balera madam, continue, please.
So the CHM college was in the same campus, so it was easy for me to overcome this obstacle of teaching the students who are from vernacular media.
Okay. Okay. So I move to Bajaj madam now. And Bajaj madam has also been a great experience into pharmaceutics particularly. Madam, how was your overall journey and what message you would like to give the new generation or we all of us? Can you please briefly tell us, please?
Yes, my journey of last 50 years have been wonderful. I have enjoyed teaching. I have loved my profession. And in reciprocation, I have got so much love and affection from my students and colleagues that after retiring, I cannot forget those days. It has been real fun. And we teachers have to come to the students' level, I feel. When we are teaching, when we are taking a class, we are one with them. We are not bossing over them. We shouldn't be bossing over our students. We shouldn't be dictating them either the notes or getting angry with them in the class. I feel I was very friendly with all my students. And when I joined teaching profession 50 years back, I was just 20. And I really enjoyed my job. I enjoyed my company, my students, my colleagues, and we learned a lot. I learned during the teaching hours, during the teaching. For every lecture of 1 hour, we had to prepare 6 hours. We had to spend 6 hours in the library or at home preparing slides and selecting what to talk and how to deliver a lecture. It has been a very good experience for me. I have enjoyed the profession, and I'll tell you, teaching is one of the best fields that our generation at least should continue to take, because we have to motivate the younger generation. Our experience can be made use of by them, and also we should be able to give them some things in form of books and publications and our own experiences, so our students and the younger teachers also get motivated.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I will come back to you again. I go to Naik sir, and I'm taking clue from Bajaj madam's response. And Naik sir, there is a question in my mind, rather everybody's mind, in the present teacher's mind, that our higher education is over-regulated in this country. So teachers have to perform lots of jobs and responsibilities. We have to do lots of administrative work also. There is NAC, there is NBA, there is all inspections and many more things, So how a good teacher should balance all these? So good teacher is expected that he should teach also nicely. He should take examination also nicely. Students expect, all stakeholders have a lot of expectations from teachers, and also college administration, college principal, college management, everybody expects the same thing. So how one should balance? Naik sir, please. Yeah, Naik sir. Or maybe I will move to Dr. Udupa, because you were also into administration for a long period of time. Udupa sir, your response to this, please.
Yeah. See,
how to balance?
Good. Yeah, very good. You asked this question, because I never faced any difficulty, because regulation, because the record keeping, GMP, like in industry, GMP, GLP. So even in the educational setup, because see the quality of the teaching and this one, like how we deliver the lesson, how you prepare, and what are these things. Everything has to be recorded, and without, if it is not properly inspected, we will take it granted, and we'll whatever mistakes. The mistakes we will make, but we have to correct it and monitor it.
I will interfere here, sir.
Yeah, yes.
My question is that how to balance this administrative responsibility and teaching workload. That is the precise question.
Right. Teaching is main this one, but as a teacher, because we have to run the institution, but every institution should give proper administrative supporting staff, but we have to oversee and see their job. So we have to spend some time. But again, the teaching and research, that is the main. We teachers are for teaching and research. That we should not neglect. But we have to see that with the help of supporting staff and with after thoroughly training and setting up a proper system.
Okay.
Because these days with our computer and all the IT thing, it is now very easy. That's why on the accreditation there is a separate cell, accreditation and IT cell, and they will take care, because NAC accreditation and all, it is a very routine. Every year there will be at least 5 to 6 PCI, AICT and all these things. You don't know, because this Inspector Raj will not go, because otherwise the education, particularly for private, because private education, it will get diluted. Here again, we have to see that the meritorious students with less fees, they are getting admitted only in the government institutions, whereas the leftovers. So we have to give opportunity to everyone. There are poor students who cannot grasp easily with the poor backing and all. So that's why we have to see that the good teacher is one that can make them more aware and see that hard work. With that, we should see that even with our teaching system and all, we have to see that even the poor students and economically backward students and all. That's why this administration as well as teaching, both are. It is a challenge for as teachers.
It's a challenge. So as you rightly said, it's a challenge. So I go to Bhalerao madam and ask her, because she was a founder principal of one of the good colleges in Mumbai presently. So madam, as sir said, that it is always a challenge to balance the academics and the administrative responsibility. So could you please tell us how a good teacher can balance it? Maybe some additional point apart from what Dr. Udupa has mentioned.
First thing is time management. So, and we remain in the present moment. If you are a teacher teaching, taking a lecture, be focused and thoroughly prepare the lecture and deliver it. And when administrative duty is given, find out the time suitable in between the schedules of your teaching assignments and focus on the administrative work. And I was very fortunate that I had got excellent staff, teaching and non-teaching, so who were very young, enthusiastic and very cooperative. So they took on the responsibilities and made it easy to achieve the success in progress in the college.
Okay, thank you, madam. Naik sir, you were somehow disconnected or so. So, yeah, did you hear my question that time? Could you hear my
network problem? Yes, please go ahead.
So the question was, which Dr. Udupa has already replied, but I would like to know from you also that there is always a tussle between the managing the workload of a teacher. You know, the regulatory body says that 16 hours per week is the workload. However, teacher is embedded into lots of extracurricular, co-curricular, administrative activities, and at a times we don't find time to do other activities or other job. So my question to you is straightforward, sir: how a teacher should balance these all activities, and have you done anything in your tenure as a teacher or as an administrator for this?
Yeah. I have always been an administrator and as always a teacher and also a researcher. I have combined all these three activities as a single person. Yes, there are a lot of problems when you are a professor. You have to do a lot of other associated work, maybe cultural activities, the other associated college activities, admission, the postgraduate program, research program, student welfare, all those things are there. But this can be given to all different staffs, but you should give it very judiciously so that they should not be what do you say? Overburden with all such things. You see, there are sometimes you cannot make good research because you do paucity of times. You will not get sufficient time. So you have to judiciously, if a research is a good research is there, give him a proper opportunity for research program and give less other activities. Some other is good at such cultural activities, social activities. Give him that type of activities. Sometimes some people are good in managing activities. Give them that management type of activities. So this is how you have to manage your what do you say, overall work, so that the institution work will go on, the students will not suffer, the staff members will not have a problem to pursue their particular interest or their specialized interest, and also the institutional work will go on smoothly.
Okay.
But one thing is certain, with all this, we need to maintain a culture of learning, culture of research, culture of teaching. All these should be maintained and should be properly pursued, and all efforts from all staff members, including principal, should be directed so that you get the all-round development.
Okay.
Nowadays, learning culture is very important because of the external copying, copy pasting, and all those things. We should stop this one. We should go for classical teaching, at least so that your foundation becomes very strong. Students' foundation becomes strong.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I will just take a clue from what Naik sir has said and go to Mahajan madam now and ask a straightforward question. Madam, there are many ladies who are into teaching profession and they always have, a great task of balancing their personal matters as well as their professional matters, So you being a great lady, I should say, how did you manage all this? Because you are a wonderful researcher, simultaneously a good teacher, you were administrator also, but also you were a good homemaker, I should say. So how did you balance, and what is your message to all of the ladies who are here in this group?
Yeah, in fact, when I got the principal in charge post, I did not want students to suffer. I never entered late in the classroom, and I was always right in time. Punctuality, I really respected. And when I got the post, I actually, changed my timetable. I took my lectures 8:30 to 10:30 because most of the office people come at 10:30 and then they go on coming, entering the room, and madam, iske paas signature chahiye, and you read this and go through this, everything starts. So 8:30 to 10:30, once I finish the lecture, I am at ease, then I am for office people. And, handling the lady staff, we actually had a muster, and the rule was same for everyone. 15 minutes, late.
No, madam, I'll just probably, my question is different. My question is that as a lady, how did you manage all these things? That is a question, and that message we want for our teachers, ladies teacher particularly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Actually, we have to plan everything for a day or even for a week. What I have to do throughout this week, Saturday, Sunday, definitely, I dedicated for my studies only, mainly, when we were preparing. So the other days, I did not spend preparation of the lectures, just prior, half an hour prior to the lecture. And Saturday, Sunday, wholly for, the lectures. And then, of course, once you go to college, you have to have your lectures in time. Even I used to do practicals. I never missed practicals also. I really loved that. And planning of work, you have whole lots, BGC, ये form में चाहिए, AICT in other form. But, you have to train your office administrators. So office people really help you in this particular, matter. And 8:30 to 6 o'clock was my day. And once I come back, full utilization of time in the college also, that is very important. Full utilization. And then you don't entertain other people, who are, just coming to you and complaining and then spending your time. Don't entertain them. Of course, you have to pay attention, but still, logically, you have to spend time. That is very important. Time management is very important. Person handling, the personal handling is also very important.
Okay, thank you, madam. I go to Bajaj, madam, and we are moving to the last round of the discussion. So Bajaj, madam, the question is that you have been also into research for a long period of time. So, madam, Mahajan, madam said that time management is important. So, how did you manage your time for a research particularly, and what message you would like to give to all of us for pursuing research as a important aspect in the career? Yes, madam.
First, the second part, and then I'll continue with what Dr. Mahajan said. Family balance, time management is most important for us ladies. We are always caught up with dual responsibility, children, family, and our job. And you will not believe me, over the years, the lecture preparation would be in the mind. Even if I'm cooking, I would think what is to be taught the next day, or how to put it to the students so that they understand. That it is a very, very balancing on the rod. It was like we were running here and there, and mind is always working, never at peace. But we enjoyed our job. And just because we enjoyed our job, we could fulfill these responsibilities. And at home also, children support you. Children never disturb you. They know mommy is preparing notes. She's busy with the college work. On their own, they will get ready for the school. Children cooperate, husband cooperates. Only then we ladies can work. And we have to be really very promising. We have to think ahead. We have to plan our day, plan our work. I used to get up at 4 o'clock to prepare only notes the days there is a lecture. If there was no lecture, I would get up by 6 o'clock. But now that I'm retired today, I realize the burden that I used to live with. So much of the pressure in the mind all the time, balancing the dual thing. But we do appreciate all our efforts because it pays in the long run. It gives us a lot of satisfaction, lot of happiness that we have achieved something in the profession. And unless you enjoy your profession, you cannot balance it.
Right.
You cannot make certain things.
Right. Thank you for those insightful words, madam. I go to Naik sir, and this is the last round of our discussion. Naik sir, you were teacher for a long time. We are a present generation teachers. Probably the problems at your time will be different, and problems at our times are different. There are some commonalities, there are some differences, right? So what message you would like to give to all of us to succeed in a life as a teacher, as a good teacher?
As a good teacher, one should have a professional approach. One thing that as earlier one of the lady told that you should be an expert in your own subject. You should be master of that subject.
You must.
So that you will be able to deliver proper and correct information to the students who can learn that information. That becomes the base, and then he can take off from there. So problem nowadays, people do not have a concentrated efforts towards their profession. Everybody wants early promotion, early degree, postgraduate degree, and all these things. They don't want to really put up their sincere efforts in their research work or in their professional work. My sincere appeal to all teachers, they should be, first of all, true to themselves, be sincere, be truthful, and have a killing instinct to achieve your goals, final goals, and try to professionalize the knowledge, and try to be expert in your area and give it to the students.
That's really great words of wisdom from you, sir. And I think we will carry this message. It's the same question to Bhalerao madam now. Madam, what is your message to all of us? How we should carry further?
completing the syllabus in time is most important. It's number one priority. And teachers are taking good efforts to deliver the lectures using the digital platforms, but they should go beyond that and inculcate the value education in the students, which will make them successful in their chosen field. And they will be a better human being.
Yeah. So Madam has said that better human being is what is important. Madam, I go to Dr. Udupa now. Sir, what are your closing remarks as a message from your side to the present generation teachers?
Yeah. So the students, see, we have to, once we have taken them for as our students, it is our responsibility to see that they should be the good human being and they should get a satisfied job, and they should the full whatever talents are there, it should be. And also we have to see that only studies, bookish knowledge is not enough. Various other hidden talents are there with our students. That is maybe dancing, singing, culture, all these extracurricular activities, sports activities, yoga, meditation, all these things. And we have to see that they concentrate that extra things, that talented things will help them to shape their personality. Because as pharmacists, we should know how to sell our knowledge and product we make. That's why we are all, we should know about the management of the particularly marketing and sales management. So we have to see that students, everything we have to see that we and throw them the community, because in the healthcare profession, along with the doctors, physicians, because we are the custodians of the drugs. And again, cost reduction, the cost affordable delivery system should be available. And we have to see that the student should be very good and he should be a very good human being, and you will, for a good citizen for the whole world, it should be useful with this profession. And we should be satisfied with whatever we have learned and that skill, profession, everything. Because a lot of opportunities are, we have to grab the opportunity and see that the maximum is given from, because the life is very short, only 100 years. But whatever, that time is not important, but the quality of the life and the quality of the product and the benefit we give to the patients and the community and the humanity, human service. That is very important.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And also we should not only that teaching, but along with that, because I'm a Rotarian, because I established because I am the founder of Skin Bank, Rotary Skin Bank with 1.5 crore, because getting grant is one of my passion. So I got 1.5 crore grant along with my other Rotarian friends in Manipal Skin Bank. It is one of the 9th best, because your Mumbai is one of the best skin bank is there. We took the training and we established. So that's why Rotary gives lot of community service. We should apply through this. So even now I am in the Dharwad, I am the Rotary member, and I am a MPF. I have contributed a lot for the community service.
Thank you.
We have more than 100 projects, and a lot of researchers have given opportunity and given them financial and fellowship, etc. So we have to see that at least 3 international Rotary conference with more than 10,000 people attended. So it gives a lot of experience.
So it will be
learning and giving whatever we have learned. We have to see that the benefit should be important. That is the message I am giving. So
it's a big, it's a big target given by Dr. Udupa to all of us, and I think
collaboration and interdisciplinary research. As a teacher, collaboration, we should not be in an isolated way. We have to involve and interdisciplinary collaborative research that gives a win-win situation, and even unsolved problems can be solved.
Right, sir. Udupa sir, I think you are mute. I think you got muted.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I go to Mahajan Madam now. Madam, your closing message to all of us.
In fact, teachers are nowadays evaluated mainly by the number of papers they publish and number of patents. That is the worst part, in fact, Good teaching is lost because of that. And this research is at the cost of BPharm students. They are not getting enough time. Teachers are not paying enough attention They do not give a lot of importance to BPharm students, That is why their basics are very, very poor. And then we expect a lot of things from them, So I think with new education policy, all of us should remember that we are working for a teaching institute, not for the research organization. Don't be so much after your biodata, that you will publish so many papers, you got such huge grants, but then who will look after the BPharm students and MPharm students? They really need, personal attention. So that is one thing which I want to say. And the other thing, for teachers, when they are, taking out the papers, question papers, we should really think, the students' difficulties. For example, medicinal chemistry, we should not just say that write the nomenclature of indomethacin, write the nomenclature of ibuprofen. In fact, you should give the structure, tell them to write the nomenclature. That is real skill. Don't check their memory. You check their understanding, So, you can make use of Synthon approach for synthesis. Give the structures, mass spectroscopy also. Give the structures and tell them to write fragmentation. You are just writing, write down the fragmentation of indomethacin. Now, what is indomethacin? They are stuck at the first stage itself. So that is my, real, plea to to the teachers, that you have to really spend lot of time for setting the paper, question paper. It becomes very easy for us to write indomethacin instead of writing the structure. So it is easy for us, But don't see our own, say convenience, but you see from students' point of view.
Great.
Whether they have understood it or not. So that is why really I wanted, this to tell all the teachers, So setting the question paper is really important, and motivation of students. Always motivate students. Don't discourage them, and try to know them personally. Distribute their question paper, the answer books for unit tests by taking their names. And then you can say you got, you are very attentive in the lecture, but you could not score so well. So the person feels, that student feels that, that madam was expecting more from me. So like that, you have to really motivate the students by making them confident, and, developing good rapport with the students. Good teacher can do that.
Very, very, very practical message, madam, you have given to all of us. Thank you so much. We have last question. Hadkar sir is also there and Shirodkar sir is also there. I would like to take their final message to all of us, and then we move to the next leg of the program. Shirodkar sir, what message you would like to give to all of us? If you can unmute yourself, sir. You are mute, sir. Shirodkar sir, you are mute. You have to unmute yourself. I think sir is not able to. Shirodkar sir, तुम्हाला unmute करावं लागेल. तुम्ही mute आहात. तुम्हाला ते now you can talk, sir.
See, at present, online studies, what is the effect of the implication of these online studies, and how far the effect will be there with the regular study? That is, I think, the most important point. One should think of the present time, how our diversion is there from the regular studies to the online studies, and how it is affecting our practicals.
Very true.
So that, I think, the most important part to be understood at present time.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you.
So,
yeah. Thank you, sir. Hadkar sir, your closing message to us. If you are able to hear me, Hadkar sir. Yeah, he's there. तुम्हाला unmute करावं लागेल, sir.
Yes, Dr. Savane, thank you.
Yeah, so what is the message from your side to all of us?
First of all, congratulate all the recipients of the award, all the 5 members. Thank you very much. Mahajan madam, Bajaj madam, Udupa, I have not met him, perhaps in the conferences I might have met him. Balero madam and SR Naik sir. Thank you very much for your guidance. And what I would like to stress upon is a point that Mahajan madam has said just now. That is, you don't discourage the student. That is very important. And I would add to that, you should love your student and treat them as your family members. I would like to mention here, one of the master's degree student of our college, that time of course KMK College of Pharmacy, had completed his thesis and it was to be submitted to the university, but he did not have the money to pay for that. And I approached our principal, that time Dr. Lala, and told him, sir, please help this student. He said, no, we cannot directly do anything from our side. Then I said, okay, you can deduct my salary, because I did not have that time that amount. So he agreed to that. And the student, he got his thesis completed in the next 2 months. I mean, he was awarded the degree in the next 2 months. So that is how you should help your students. And he still remembers me for that. And this is what the message that I would like to give to all my junior teachers, perhaps, let us say, that love your student. And Mahajan Madam, thank you very much. You have written very good book, analytical, deep understanding of the subject. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks all. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
For giving me this opportunity.
Sir, it's our pleasure. May I? So thank you so much to all of you. I request Dr. Surendra. We are closing the discussion here now, and there are a lot of things which can learn. Probably on and on, we can go on talking for hours together. But due to the Naik sir, you want?
Hello. Yeah, I would like to bring to all of you that I had written a book called Basic Pharmacology and Pharmacotherapeutics, which is a very big and very large book covering all aspects of pharmacology and pharmacology. I want it should be referred. It is about 1,000 pages covering about 56 chapters. I would like that APTI should consider for its projection to all pharmacy colleges. That is my request. Of course,
Yes,
it is not money making business.
So,
it is
and
my
here,
efforts for 4 years. I took 4 years to
Super.
complete the book. And this is the second edition is coming up now. In the next 2 months, it will be released. I would request you all, please refer it.
Thank you, sir. Sure, sir. Sure.
So I will like to gift full set up by whatever authored, edited book by me, which is published through MVP and by various, including my autobiography, and at least 20-25 books are there. I am gifting to the APTI Mumbai chapter, and I will be sending this to Dr. Somani very shortly.
Thank you, sir. We look forward for your gift, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, may I request Dr. Surendra to please take the session further at the closing end now.
Yeah, thank you all the dignitaries, and thank you Somani sir for making this session so interactive. We had so many takeaways. All the teachers surely got benefited. Although there were so many takeaways, but I would like to surely summarize few of them. So basically, few takeaways we have learned from Dr. Udupa. He said that best wealth for a teacher is always his knowledge. So surely, sir, we will try to uplift our knowledge. There is a need for adopting good documentation practices, which he has highlighted, because when we are not taking up good documentation practices, we are not able to meet the regulatory guidelines. So surely that's a key takeaway for all the teachers to maintain their documents in a proper way. Then he has pointed out that we need to concentrate not only on the academic part, but also we have to explore and dig out the excellence of of a student, maybe in extracurricular and co-curricular ways, so that he will be able to shine up in this life. Thank you, Dr. Naik sir, for telling us that difficulties exist in every path, but we have to overcome these difficulties by the art, and we have to look for the right HR management based on the capabilities, so that will ease out the work for everyone within a team. Again, a nice message that we have to be truthful to ourselves. When we are truthful to ourselves, then only we will be able to give best out of us to the community. Thank you, Mahajan ma'am, for teaching us few things that we need to be master of our subject. We should have good communication skill as a teacher, so we will surely try to have better communication. Respecting the students and believing the students is another aspect you brought in, and we will surely try to inculcate that in our day-to-day life. And as you rightly pointed out, that every lecture is our examination, so we will surely try to be prepared for all those examinations in future. Bhalerao ma'am, thank you for telling us that building communication skill is important aspect and adopting new technologies. So rightly, we are in a way to adopt new technologies, digitalized platforms, to give best knowledge to our students in even this pandemic era. Thank you, Bajaj ma'am, for telling us that we have to put ourselves in the shoe of students to understand the difficulties, the pains, and when we are able to put ourselves in the student shoes, surely we will be able to deliver the best to them. As you said, that teaching is noble profession and everyone should strive to take it, irrespective of the income, looking at the income source only. And you said that we have to enjoy our work. When we enjoy our work, that gives the excellence and satisfaction both. Thank you, Shirodkar sir, for giving an insight on putting more attention towards practical aspects. As we are losing those practical aspects, we have to look into the application part more. And at last, I would like to thank Khadkar sir, as he said that never discourage the students and try to be human whenever we are dealing with your students. Sometimes the humanity aspects brings a lot of respect for the teachers. Thank you all the dignitaries for giving us so much of wealth today by your knowledge, precious knowledge and experience. We are blessed with the learnings from your rich experience. I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the dignitaries, principals of different institutes, faculty members, APTI college coordinators for gracing this occasion with presence over here. Now I would like to call Dr. Sujit Nagre sir to come up for vote of thanks on behalf of all APTI college coordinators and concluding remark for this occasion. Over to you, Sujit sir.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Thank you, Dr. Surendra sir. Good evening to all dignitaries and fellow colleagues present over here on this online platform. Myself, Mr. Sujit Nagare from Indira Institute of Pharmacy, Sadavli, Ratnagiri, proposing a vote of thanks. My vote of thanks starts with poetic lines about the Guru. Shikshaka vina na mile jnana, jnana vina na hoi jagi sanmana, जीवन भवसागर तराया चला वंदू शिक्षकाया जे जे आपणासी ठावे ते ते दुसऱ्यासी देई कार्यक्षम करून सोडी सकळ जना तोची शिक्षक खरा आधी चरणतयाचे धरा. With this cordial quote, I and touching feet virtually of all our great teachers, we are here to salute our pharma stalwarts and for proposing a vote of thanks on this auspicious day of 5th September 2021. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. N. Udupa sir, Dr. Naik sir, Dr. Bajaj madam, Dr. Bhalerao madam, and Dr. Mahajan madam. our most valued invited guest principals of all colleges, and my fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. A Teachers' Day is celebrated to mark the birthday of country's former president, scholar, philosopher, and Bharat Ratna awardee Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Today, we are honored to celebrate the day with our great pharma teachers. The entire team of APTI Mumbai region extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all dignitaries for sparing your important time, sharing your views with us, and blessing all budding teachers on the mark day. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Udupa sir, a research director, SDM University, Dharwad, Karnataka, for being our teacher in every aspect of pharma profession. Dr. Udupa is well known for his contribution as an extraordinary administrator and a visionary principal. With his all-round expertise in developing novel pharmaceuticals and guiding hundreds of PG and PhD students. All pharma professionals in India praised his remarkable journey to take MCOPS Manipal to top level amongst private colleges in the country. I convey my sincere thanks for being here for the program. A big thank you to Dr. Udupa sir, chief
Thank you
guest
very
of
much.
today's function. Yes, sir. On this auspicious day, I wish to pay my special thanks to Dr. S.R. Naik, who shouldered responsibilities in saving millions of lives throughout the globe with his remarkable contribution in nation's pride, popularly known as HA penicillin, that is Hindustan antibiotics. Along with this, he also contributed at Karnataka Antibiotics and Pharmaceuticals. We all budding pharma teachers revere you for your outstanding contribution in nation building and uplifting standards of pharma profession at Everest High. As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and other for helping others. A famous quote by Audrey Hepburn. But this doesn't apply to you, sir. You always try to serve pharma industry with one hand and pharma academics with other hand, and this has flabbergasted us as a nascent entity of pharma academics. A very big thank you to you, Dr. Naik, sir. Now, I would like to move towards our great gurus, woman power of MU region. We, the teachers of MU region, are fortunate to be surrounded by extraordinary women who motivated us, raised standards, guided pharma students, consulted pharma industries in research aspects, and far ahead in normalizing path of academics to current women professors in the region and country. We, the team of MU region, extend our hearty thanks to Dr. Amrita Bajaj ma'am for being with us and sharing her views on their academic journey. Your remarkable career is always inspiring us and to students also. Madam, you have shown us promising way to travel on eternal path of academics. Your achievement speaks a lot. To say few, you are a gold medalist, a best teacher awardee, a excellence in performance awardee by SNDT University, a patentee academician, a excellent PG and PhD guide, a extraordinary author, an exemplary researcher and visionary consultant. A big thank you to you, madam.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Next, it gives me pride in extending my sincere thanks to Dr. Bhalerao madam, a visionary teacher with an admirable administrator. Under madam's vision, a premier institute, Dr. L.H. Hiranandani College of Pharmacy, grown leap by leap. Her highly decorated services to pharma profession always remembered for longer time by Pharma Fraternity. With famous quote, the trouble with retirement is that you never get a day off, by Abbé Lemons. Madam, strictly following the same after retirement without taking a day off after retirement, you are continuing social services to the people of diabetes by associating yourself with Dr. Dixit Group. A very big thank you to you, madam, and being with us on today's program. Thank you, madam. I also wish to my hearty thanks to Dr. Mahajan, madam. Madam, your remarkable work in CAD-based approaches to design new entities for eradication of malaria, cancer, and tuberculosis is found to be extraordinary. And international relations are inevitable to boost knowledge. International relations are inevitable to boost knowledge and increase global reach of Indian institutes. Dr. Mahajan, madam, known for strengthening international ties of SNDT University with globally popular institutes. This represent madam's vision to observe this world as Avaghe Vishwachi Maje Ghar. Thank you, madam, really for showing path, eternal path of teaching profession and guiding us on this very special day. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
I wish to extend my sincere thanks to my team of dynamic personalities and very cheerful team members. Our superior of our team always says, Dr. Somani sir and other members, great things are rarely achieved by just a one person. Usually they are accomplished by a group of people. And when everyone is committed to the overall goal, team moves faster, team is more innovative and more successful. Successful teamwork is essential for anyone attempting a complete project successfully. With this line, I wish to say we as a team of MU region completed one successful year with many activities voluntarily, with trespassing all hurdles under the leadership of Dr. Somani sir. Respected Somani sir and every member of our team, I wish you very happy and prosperous Teachers' Day to you all. With this special vote of thanks, I, Mr. Sujit Nagare, take your leave and conclude program here. A big thank you to everyone present over here. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sujit sir.
God bless.
And again
Happy Teachers' Day.
Again wishing everyone very happy Teachers' Day. I, Dr. Surendra Agrawal, take your leave as a host of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mahajan madam.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Bajaj madam. Udupa sir. Shirodkar sir.
Thank you.
See you next year again with 5 new legends.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations for good organization.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. We are closing the meeting, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.